Hello and welcome to this little tutorial video. I am really excited to present this kit from creacrafts.com. It is so good. I'm trying to see if there's a way to pull all of these out without losing them in the frame. So let's just go one at a time. It's a little pom pom wreath kit with natural shades of yarn. Ooh, you've got a pom-pom maker there that has just fallen out of the bag. That's a small one, a little one, and a large one. Don't move that bag. More lovely natural yarns, and then we'll just tip at the end. I think there's a wee photo instruction booklet. Yep, there we go. Ooh, look at that yarn. Oh, that is such nice yarn. So fluffy. Okay. So this is the little wreath that we are going to try and make today, and hopefully I think the cover is knitted, but let me look. It's got all of the fabulous little instructions here in a wee booklet. Oh my goodness. And I love this idea of adding a touch of sparkle to your wreath. If you've got glitter or a slightly different color palette, you could just go crazy with different colored yarns or different colored glitter. It just depends what you want in your wreath. Maybe you don't want to use this little snowflake that comes with it, and maybe you've got different embellishments that you would add yourself. It's a really great sturdy wee thing, and there is a pre-drilled hole just at the top. Oh, is that in focus? Let me see. So I think this is fabulous. I cannot wait to get started. So now I want to possibly replace some of this Crea yarn. Now I do love the natural colours used in this. The colours in my living room are actually pretty kitschy and 1950s. It's basically like an ice cream parlour ghost puked all over my Christmas tree, and there's a lot of pink. So I am tempted to possibly add one or two small pom-poms in these colours. These are just things I got on eBay and I've been gathering dust. So it's Sirdar Snuggly Snowflake yarn. This is King Cole Cuddles yarn, and this stuff is the same. It is a beautiful texture, and I am going to add just a couple more creams. So this is an Aran yarn by Rico Design. This is my favourite eco cotton yarn that I use for my crochet, and this is just a kind of a very chunky rough yarn, but it adds great texture to things like weaving projects. So I had that in my supplies, and I think that it would look great. Now I may do an entire wreath just of these yarns in particular. So I want to warn you, if you are using the larger pom-pom maker, you will need to do a lot of wrapping to make it thick enough, because you need to be able to support those little guys whenever you are cutting the pom-pom, like so. So I'm going to use the small one for this yarn because it's quite a thin yarn. And this is the yarn that came with the kit, the Crea yarn. I will speed this up a little bit, or I'll just add music, because watching me do this and me talking drivel for 5 minutes is going to do your head in. So I'll add the music now. Now we are ready to wrap the little polystyrene wreath with this chunky yarn that I'm using from We Are Knitters. It is a bit like chunky yarn that has been put through a little French knitting doll or a French knitting machine, which I will link to below just so you can see what it looks like. Tie a knot in the very end of yarn like this so the fibers don't come apart, and then tie your yarn to the wreath and make sure that you don't do anything too tight because it is polystyrene you're working with. I'm going to speed this up right now and add a little more music and just go through the whole process. After that, I'm going to play around with composition and secure the little pom-poms with some long sewing tacking pins. I have a feeling that a few of them are too big for the sewing pins and I may need to use a glue gun, but we will deal with that if we have to. So I am gathering up this yarn here to ensure that it just goes through a little faster, and I'm going to just let the video play through and play some music. And now comes the fun part, using some gorgeous Martha Stewart glitter. We are gonna just glitter up this snowflake using Bostik white glue in a little tub and an IKEA paintbrush. And now we are going to just glitter up that little star and make it look just super shiny and pretty. And I ended up deciding to go with all white pom-poms just because I loved how the natural shades were all kind of blending together. But I thought I could add a little bit of color with this Martha Stewart glitter in Feldspar. So you need to put a little bit of this Bostik white glue into like a little egg cup or a little plate. It's quite thick, so I just added a tiny bit of water just to make it a little more spreadable. You will want to get a sheet of paper, fold it in half so that you can do your glitter work on top of that and actually hold on to any excess glitter because that stuff can be expensive. Oh, got wee bits of pink fluff everywhere. So I will try to do this over here so that the glitter doesn't catch on it whenever it's going back into its wee tub. I decided to use this little brush from IKEA. I love the children's brushes that they have in IKEA. They're so pretty and so cute, and this one is actually brand new, so the bristles are all kind of stuck together still, but that's exactly what I want because it means that I can really put the glue where I want it to go on the little ends of the snowflakes, or the snowflake even. Singular snowflake. That's just where the little string has to go through, so I thought that I had completely covered it in glue and was going to have to poke it out. But it worked out okay. So I'm just making sure that I'm applying like an even coverage over every little protruding piece of wood. And I'm trying to do it quickly so that it doesn't start to dry. It shouldn't because it remains quite tacky. But I'm just mindful that I have watered it down, and although you can add water to do that, the more water you add, the less it becomes glue. And there are those DIY like Mod Podge type recipes using PVA glue and water. That is not going to work. So you don't want to add too much water, just make enough so that it is spreadable. Bottom of this little snowflake, just trying not to get glue all over the paper or my hands, and not put too much just on this last one and forget about any of the others. You can always like patch your glue very carefully just by adding a dab of more glue and more glitter, but I am trying to avoid faffing about that I do with glitter because it seems to have a blast radius in my home of about all of it. The entire house gets covered and it seems to stay for a very, very long time. So just move this here. And this little glitter pot has a little shaker, but it also has a removable lid, so we'll be able to put things back in. But it means that you can just have an even coverage of glitter. Ooh, look at that. All over your snowflake. And even if you put out too much glitter, it doesn't matter because you're collecting it back up and you can pour it back into the wee pot. Right. Does that look even to you? That looks good to me. I'm just going to bend the paper to make it easier for me to pick up. And I'll also try not to cover myself in glitter too much. And just tap on the paper to get any excess to fall down the sheet. And then tap on your snowflake. Oh, that looks good. So set that aside to dry. And then you can work on putting your glitter back in the pot without throwing it everywhere. Can I do it? I have lost an entire pot of glitter doing this before. So, come on, come on. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I already shot some all over my hand there. I really love this glitter, and even though I have had the Martha Stewart glitter set for, oh geez, about 7 years, and this is all I've used out of this. I love it. I still love it. I just like the pot and I like looking at it. And then again, just tap on the paper to make sure the glitter goes back in the pot. So I've just realized that I don't need to double this up. And I will see if I can use this little tip trick to get it through the hole. So I am just using, you can use clear sellotape, but this is Scotch tape. The magic version, I think, or the gift wrap tape. So it's a little bit thinner than the regular stuff. So we really want to, don't usually make them this long, but we really want to try and make that into a point, even if you have to end up cutting it into a point. But it tends to work. So I'm not sure whether you can see that clearly because it is clear tape. Okay, so let's come unstuck. I should be wearing my glasses. Oh my word. So you need to make this, the pointy end, quite long so you can jab it through and grab it on the other side. There we go. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah. Woo! It worked. Okay. So let's just even this out. I'm going to tie it into a knot, but I'm going to push the knot to the very, very end of the string so that it won't be seen. Now let me see where I had designated to hang. I'm just going to pin this in place, and then I am actually going to use a glue gun to secure it because I do not want it falling off. I ended up having to use a glue gun on a couple of the pom-poms that were just too big and bouncy for the pin, so they kept falling out of the polystyrene, and it worked quite well. So let me see, is that too high? Oh, farts. Yes, that's how I swear. Almost kid-friendly swearing. Okay, that's where I want it to be. A little bit higher, but I'll sort that out whenever glue gunning it. The plug is a bit far away, so I will be back in 2 ticks. Now, I would love to know what you think of this fabulous wreath. I just love it. Leave a comment below and don't forget to like and share this video with your friends.